Hello guys, welcome back to PatronesMujer. I'll be sharing with you a tutorial on how to make the model you see in the picture. We'll take pen and paper to write down the materials. We find the pattern descriptions in the magazine Children's Pattern number 14. Once we have the pattern tracing from the magazine, we cut along the line of the side that we are going to make. These are finished patterns, which means they have 1 cm seams, hems, and come with notches and grain lines. Now we are going to cut. For the main fabric, first look at the pattern's line and place all the pattern according to the line and how you want to use the fabric. In this case, on the main fabric, we are going to cut on the bias, but for the lining, we are going to cut on the selvage of the fabric. This is the front, and we cut one piece on fold edge. This is the back, and we cut 2 pieces. Now we take the front and back pattern and we discount like 2 cm from the line. For the lining, we cut on the selvage of the fabric. We have a fold edge on the front and we cut 1 piece. And next to it, we have the back and we cut 2 pieces in mirror. This is the sleeve, we cut 2 pieces. This is the cuff ruffle, we cut 2 pieces. This is the neckline, we cut 2 pieces and later 2 pieces more. In total we have 4 pieces. This is the cuff, we cut 2 pieces and 2 pieces more. In total we have 4 pieces. Remember, before taking off the fabric, please look at the key pattern making, the lines you find in the pattern, the notches, and snip them. We continue with the fusible fabric. This is the collar, we cut 2 pieces on mirror. This is the cuff, we cut 2 pieces. This is the front and we place a fusible tape around shoulders, neckline and armholes. We overlock the sides, shoulders and armholes and we made the same process for the back. These are the cuff ruffle. These are the pieces from the collar. You have to fuse them. These are the cuffs and we fuse them. We fold 1 cm side for the fusible side. These are the sleeves. We have to leave open space in the cuff. This is the front. These are the backs. The zipper. This is the piping. Before starting with the sewing machine, I'm going to explain the steps for assembling the collar, front and back. Okay, this is the collar, and we are going to place the piping on the edge of the collar, and we are going to use one single side foot. We take the other collar, we face the right, and we have to sew it all around. Then we are going to face the front and the back, and we are going to sew by the shoulders. Okay, now in the machine we are going to start with the collar. We place the piping on the edge of the collar, and we are going to use one single side foot. Snip the curves because that helps to spray the piping properly in the curve. We take the other piece of the collar, we face the right and sew it all around. We cut the excess of the fabric and we turn out the piece and press the piece with the iron. The other part of the collar is the same as we made for this one. Now we sew one shoulder and the other one. These are going to be the steps for assembling the zipper, the collars, and close the sides. We start placing the collar around the neckline. You have to leave 1 centimeter for the center back, and you start to match the center back, the shoulders, and finish on the front. Later, we are going to place the bias around the collar, fold it in half, and pin it all around the neckline. We are going to close the back, and next we are going to close the sides. Now, on the machine, we start with the zipper. We face the right of the zipper on the back and change for invisible foot because it will pull the tear ever so slightly from the zipper tape, and it will allow you to sew closing. Sew it until the notch make a mark. We start to sew the other side until the mark that we leave on the other side. We close the center back. Now, we sew the collar We leave 1 centimeter at the start and going all around the neckline. We place the other color and continue. We start to close one side, start from the top edge to the bottom edge. Do back stitches at the end. And make the same process as we made for the other side. This will be the steps for assembling the sleeve and the cuff. This is the sleeve. On the cut of the cuff, we fold a half centimeter and we are going to pass a stitch. Next, we are going to close the sleeve by the side. Then we are going to place the bias on the edge of the sleeve. And next we fold half the piece and we are going to close the sides and later gather the piece. This is the cuff and we are going to place the bias on the edge. Now on the machine, this is the sleeve and we fold a half centimeter and we pass a stitch to all around on the cut. We fold a little bit the sleeve and we make a little dart. On the cuff, we fold notch to notch and we pass a stitch on it. And we close the sleeve by the side. We pass a stitch on the half of the sleeve. We are going to pull the thread from the spool. Forget the gather. This is the cuff ruffle. Fold a half, close one side, pass a stitch, cut the corner, close the other side, and cut the corner. We pass a stitch to all around the piece and pull the thread from the spool, forgetting the gather. This is the cuff of the sleeve. We place the bias on the edge and start to sew all around. You have to use one single side foot. At the end, fold the centimeter inside and pass a stitch. We place the bias on the edge of the cuff . This is the cuff and we are going to place together on top . And then we are going to place the other cuff on top. and then we place it on the cuff of the sleeve. We place the gather up because we don't want to get the foot entangled, and sew it all along the piece. Now we face the right of the cuff and we start to sew all around the piece. Cut the excess of the fabric and the corners. And turn out a piece. We start sewing the cuff with the sleeves. Leave one side foot because the sleeve also has a bias. We pass a stitch to all around the cuff. We fold the centimeter inside of the cuff and we pass a stitch to all around the cuff. We press the hem with the iron and place the fusible tape to make the hem. Next to it, we are going to place the sleeves. Match the notches and the shoulders and the sides. We are going to do the lining. We start to close the back. Later, we are going to sew the shoulders. Then we are going to sew the sides. We have to overlap the hem. We press the hem with the iron. We start sewing the sleeves, rotate them and sew the sleeve. The other sleeve is the same as we made for this one. These are the backs and the front. Face them and sew by the sides. and go on by the shoulders. Overlock the hem, press the hem with the iron and start to sew from the side. Okay, I'm going to explain the next steps for assembling the lining with the main body. So, we start to pin by the shoulders. The center back. Match the other shoulders, the notches. The center back. And then we are going to close the armholes. So match the sides, the notches and the shoulders. We start to sew from the zipper and go all around the neckline to the other side. We cut the excess fabric around the neckline and next clipping the curves on the neckline. We pull the seams to the lining and pass a stitch on the edge. We sew the center back and the other side is the same as we made for this one. We sew the other side. Then we sew the armhole. We turn out the garment and this is our dress. We place velvet ribbon and a button on the front. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tutorials. The account is @PatronesMujer, and as always, thank you guys for watching the video.